Hi everybody, Hellcracks here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Undersphere Laptop Edition. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the Hitman, which is kind of an interesting mech. Let's just say, checked a few boxes along the way that I do like. Now, the Hitman is a 30-ton mech. It's a 711 with mask, so it does have that slight burst of speed. It has Indo Steel, okay, that's good. Has an XL engine, which on a light mech like this, I basically look at it and go, okay, with an XL engine, I can live with it because it has speed to go with it. All right, so you got basically something that's the speed of a Jenner, but with mask for that one-time shot of burst that you need. It only has 10 double heat sink or single heat sinks, which, to be honest with you, I'd rather have doubles myself. But hey, you know, it can live with just singles. But sometimes, if you get into one of those environments where you might be hit with a infernal rounds or something from infantry and stuff like that, having some double heat sinks would be very handy with this mech. All right. It does have 80 points of armor, which is, well, kind of shy of what it really needs to be. So that's one thing I'm not too happy about. Now, weapon systems and equipment. It does carry around a Guardian ECM in the left torso. It has mask in the right and left leg for one each. It has a Beagle probe in the right torso. So right now, this is showing to me this is Scout. In the times I've ever used one of these, it is Scout. It does have a LRM-5 in the left torso with Artemis, 1 ton of ammo. It doesn't need the Artemis. Okay, I'd rather take that Artemis and toss it into armor. And then it has 3 medium lasers in the left arm. Okay, and then it does have tag in the head. Now, I've used this mech a few times at conventions and stuff. I have yet to pick one up. You know, I really think I should. It makes a really nice scout because you got the Beagle probe, so you can find targets that might be hidden. It has ECM, so it can shut down C3 systems, etc. Shut down Artemis, and that's the one nice thing about it. And, well, it does have that LRM-5. Now, the LRM-5, like I said, it has Artemis with it. It doesn't need it. There's no reason to put Artemis on a LRM-5 to begin with, personally, because I'd rather take a mech like this. When you're running around with XL engines, you might as well put it into armor, personally, because that'll give you an opportunity to... Because when you're looking at the like the legs, as it can have 14, it only has 9. So you take one good hit from a PPC or Clan large laser, etc., like that, or an AC-10, and you're already into the juicy parts of the internal structure. And there is a possibility, very slim possibility, you know, hey, they roll box guard and you blow a leg right off, or you hit it a foot actuator or a hip actuator, and then suddenly this mech is a done dinner. Because anytime you slow down a light mech like this, and it loses all of its modifiers for speed, it's dead. Plain and simple. Years of experience have told me this from just personal experience. So I'd rather take something off that weapon system right there and toss it into more armor. Now, like I said, the mask. Now, the mask I have found is, I always like to use, when I have used it, it was a one-shot burst of speed, because with this mech, if you want to get through some terrain or disengage yourself a little bit out of a situation, and it's like, okay, I know I have to move this far. He's like, okay, I'm going to need an extra pip or two of movement to get to, say, through some heavy woods or something like that, to put some ground in between me and an opponent, or maybe even trying to get in behind somebody. It's like, all right, I'm going to do that one burst turn of mask, fly over there, do the job, and then shut it off. Because my own experience of using mask, if I use it 2 turns in a row, I'm guaranteed I'm going to lock up. Never fails. Has never failed me to do that. So I always look at it as like, okay, burst of speed, go to get disengaged from a situation, or to get myself to where I need to be quickly. Like get in behind somebody and it's like, hey, I'm going to shoot you or get into a flank that's open. And with 3 medium lasers, that's kind of respectable 15 points of damage for a light mech like this. And you know, you'll let them know that you're there. Now, like the LRM-5, you know, I'm guaranteed most of the time with an LRM-5 you're going to do like 3 points of damage. Yeah. So it's not really like I said, never worth putting that hardness on there. Now the tag is useful for, you know, if a mech like this, you're getting into the backfield, you see somebody that's hiding behind some terrain, you run this mech around the corner and hit him with the tag, and hey, hello, you know, you're having a nice day with your follow-on forces. So that's kind of handy. It's also handy with one of the other versions where they kind of change weapon systems out a little bit. You know, we'll talk about that in a second. But this is a mech that works really good in the backfield as a scout. It's not really geared towards anti-scout role, even though it has kind of like similar firepower as a Wolfhound in some ways. Lacking in others because, you know, Wolfhound has that large laser versus the LRM-5, but you know, this thing will outrun a Wolfhound, and it can stand up to a few light mechs fairly well for like a turn or two. But unless it gets wolf packed, then this thing's going down. So you got to watch where you're putting this thing. All right, there are a few other versions of this. There's 2. There's the Hitman 1R. This is a Jihad Era 1. It drops all the standard armament and gyroscope, and in place goes an XL gyro and has an ML7 and dual ER medium lasers. Not a big fan of that, even though the MML7 can actually maybe do some good damage, but I'm really, I guess it could be more of a harassment type of mech, hitting the flanks and stuff and getting in behind. But overall, I'm not too enamored with the 1R version. Even though now, if you have 2 ER medium lasers and an ML7, this thing should have double heat sinks. It probably does. It just doesn't show up here saying that it's been replaced with double heat sinks. Then there's the Hitman 2. This one is field refit, is popular with units that do not have large numbers of artillery assets but have C3 lances. The tag has been removed in favor of C3 slave. The LRM-5 launcher has been removed in favor of a NARC beacon. And this is able to work as a elite unit in a C3 lance as a spotter for fire support lance with its NARC beacon. Exactly. This is a very good change out because you're not really losing anything when it comes to changing out the NARC beacon in favor of the LRM-5. With a mech like this that's moving so fast, has the speed for it, and you're putting a C3 slave instead of a tag, that is a major bonus, because now if you're not in a ECM bubble, everybody that is in range can send their LRMs to whatever range you are to the target, and if you hit them with the NARC beacon and tag them with it, then you're getting the bonuses for all the incoming missiles for the next turn. So it's like, okay, you can target and say, hey, there you go, everybody else can use my distance and benefit from the NARC beacon. Now, when you got a narc beacon on a mech that has all the LRMs on it, like we've talked about in some of the other versions of mechs before, that is just plain stupid, in my opinion. But putting it on a mech like this makes total sense to me, because it's the one that can fly around the battlefield and tag people, and it's like do the drive-by. Fly by, hit this person, tag him. Move to the next person, tag him. So everybody, all these mechs that are running around the backfield have a narc beacon attached to them, so all your follow-on forces that are the fire support ones with the LRMs can just, or SRMs possibly, just like raining death down on them with the bonus. So there you go. That is a major bonus when it comes to that version. So the the Hitman 2 and the standard Hitman, with maybe a slight tweak of dropping off the Artemis off that launcher and replace it with more armor, are two options that you can go with this mech. And obviously, it's not too bad. Okay, so that is the Hitman. It's not bad. It can be used for a lot of good uses. It's not something you want to get into somebody's face and try to brawl with, but do the drive-by with it. It's a drive-by type of mech. Alright, hope you guys like this one. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrix out.